What's up, everybody? You're tuned in to the Cris Style
Am on.
Podcast, episode 233, Takeover Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a good night. Whatever you're doing, you're at home, you're at work. We appreciate y'all tapping in. You're listening on the playback. We appreciate you too. Leave a comment in the comments section. We got a few things to speak on, some NBA news. Got a little baseball news too. We're going to speak on. We're going to talk about the Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios fight card. Also, we're going to give our top tight ends and top receivers from last season, top five, and we're gonna do Maul's random news. So before we get into that, Maul, how are you feeling, sir?
I'm feeling good, brother. Feeling good. Excited to do the show, man. How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I can't complain. Can't complain at all.
My man, my man.
All right, brother. Let's jump it off with some NBA news.
Yeah, man. So we got a couple things here. We'll start it off, man. Obviously, the games. We get back rolling. Second half of the season starts tomorrow. We got some news with the Kings, man. Sabonis and Zach LaVine, they will be out for the foreseeable, well, pretty much for the rest of the year. They both got surgery today. Obviously, we've had the big conversations with the tanking and stuff like that. My question to you is, with the Kings, what would you like to see be done with the Kings? Obviously, we know they're not going to be a formidable, West contender for a while. You got the likes of Domantas Sabonis, Zach LaVine. You still got DeMar DeRozan. What would you like to see? Would you like to see them blow this whole thing up and then just kind of restart the new head coach, new general manager, blow up the whole team? What would you like to see?
Yeah, they need to get a plan to get something going to get the Sacramento and be excited for it because it's just been kind of in like stagnation. It's not too low, but it's not too high. It's just it's just somewhere in the basement. And you know there was a point in time where the Sacramento Kings were a solid squad. You know what I'm saying, and they were respectful at least to get to the playoffs. So um, I want them to at least get back to at least respectability that you respect the Kings. Maybe you don't look at them as championship contenders, but you know they get to the playoffs, and maybe in this next year's draft they get a player that they can build around that can possibly get them back to that level of championship contention to bring a
Mm,
championship to Sacramento.
I agree with
Because
you.
when you're in California, you're battling the Lakers. Say what you want about the Clippers, you're still battling them. They still have high premium all stars over there with Kawhi Leonard, stuff
Mhm.
like that. Um, you got Golden State. They've won championships. You still got Steph out there. You still got Draymond. So you're kind of the little brother. You know what I'm
You're right.
saying? So it's just like they need to get they need to get a superstar out there to get people excited about Sacramento.
Nah, I totally agree. I totally agree. We'll see what happens, man. You can't really put too much faith into this organization from what we've been seeing. Like, it was just a couple years ago where they gave a run for the money for against the Golden State Warriors. They took them to a game 7, and then lo and behold, they're back to what they're doing. So keep it going with injuries, man. It was also announced that Dallas Mavericks star Kyrie Irving will also miss the rest of the season. Some people had some hopes that he would be able to play some point in the season, depending on how their season went. But we all see that the Mavericks are in the position of trying to stabilize their future with getting a high draft pick. This was from his agent, Shatila Riley Irvin. I believe that's his mother. Quote: "This is about Kyrie being 1,000% when he comes back and giving himself the best chance to chase a championship next season." Now, with those quotes, some people have taken into light that maybe there could be a possibility that Kyrie Irving could look elsewhere. He does have a player option coming up this summer. Um, if you were Kyrie's agent, or close personnel friend who he would listen to, what would you tell him to do? Would you tell him to stick around with Dallas Mavericks? Do you think they could have a chance to win a championship next year? Or do you think he should consider getting a trade and relocating somewhere else for better chances?
He needs to go somewhere else. Go to a contender, man. You're in your back half of your career, man. I mean, you've already won a championship, but being with the Dallas Mavericks right now, like you were 2 years removed from being in the finals. You know what I'm saying? And now, they're in a full on rebuild in Dallas, and I don't
Yep.
think that you don't have any. You're in your last leg as far as being in the NBA. You probably got a good 3 to 4 more years in you. So
Mhm.
why not? Why waste it on Dallas, being in Dallas, being in a rebuild? Unless you just want to be a good ass mentor to Cooper Flag, uh, go somewhere else, bro. Go play somewhere else. Go to a championship contender who needs a guard like you that can bring that championship. Whatever. Maybe you and Giannis can team up. I don't know, but go somewhere else, man. Just go somewhere else.
No, I totally agree. I think Kyrie Irving. I think he still has a lot left in the tank. I think he'll bounce back off this knee injury. It wasn't too devastating. I'll say this: I think there's plenty of options out there. You got the Houston Rockets, who desperately need a point guard. You have the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are in the sweepstakes for Ja Morant. I would rather have Kyrie Irving than Ja Morant because Kyrie Irving has proven that he can win big games, and he could he could take a lot of pressure off of Anthony Edwards in those closing moments. So I think that it'll make the offense a little bit flow. I totally agree with you. I just think Dallas is in full rebuild build mode. I think they're at least a couple years out for them to even have any kind of opportunity to be a relevant franchise as far as like being a championship contender. So I totally agree with
Mhm.
Chris, man. I can't really disagree. And then last but not least with NBA news, I think this has to be the biggest news of the weekend. During All-Star weekend, Sir Kevin Durant. Seems like people have found his other burner account, and it has some he made some statements on his burner account. Now look, this is all alleged. I'm not gonna say it's officially his, but a lot of people assume it is his. He has quote by saying that he still has burner accounts, and there are some things that do kind of match up that it could be his, but this is all allegedly because we ain't trying to get sued on here. We ain't got the money for all that. I'm gonna read a couple of these tweets. First tweet we got, and his Twitter handle is called "Get Off My Dickerson." So I don't know, it just fits like Kevin Durant right here. But first, he has a coach called that play to pass to Alfie, which is Alperen Sengun. LOL. I'm gonna turn the ball over with this shitty ass team. I don't give a fuck. Your franchise player can't shoot or defend. That's way big. That's a way bigger issue than my turnovers. Remember, these guys are your future. I can't trust Jabari to make a fucking shot or get a stop. Just don't give him a tech free throw. To be honest, he's low key retarded. That's what he says. What else did he say? This is about the life with Devin Booker and Vogel. All this because Book returned. Two dictators, Stalin and Hitler, Mussolini and Kim Jong-un. The Suns are my team when we lose, and Book's team when we win. Let's see what else he has here, and then we have a couple more. Let's see. My phone tripping real quick. Hold on, people. I hate Apple. This is some for Steph Curry. Stephen Curry really convinced the generation that a bad shot is just ahead of its time. Bro will pull up from the logo with 19 seconds left on the shot clock, and commentators start talking about audacity. That's not audacity. The nigga just throwing shit up for the youth. Now I'm seeing centers shooting half courts. Steph Curry got y'all acting like he shoots from another zip code. Bro pulling up from the parking structure, and it still only counts as 3. If difficulty was points, he'd average 80, but it's not. It's still 3. Same as basic corner shot your role player hits different. Curry. He got people brainwashed thinking pulling up from the airport terminal is better than getting a guaranteed bucket at the rim. Analytics got y'all brainwashed. Obviously, there are more tweets that this is back from 2021 that this Twitter handle was established. What are your thoughts, man, with Kevin Durant? Allegedly, this being his Twitter handle and some of the things that he said, especially about his teammates, past teammates, and stuff like that. Do you think this could affect his reputation? Do you think this can affect his stock with his current team right now?
I mean, it's not gonna help it, you know. I mean, I'm sure they looking at him on the other side of that locker room, like, damn, bro, that's how it is. Like that.
Yeah.
You good? Like, what's
Right.
up, man? Like, I'm sure somebody broke the ice and was like, "That's how you feel, KD?"
Right.
And we all know that KD, he can be a little rambunctious too. Like, he gets we've all known him to be a little on the sensitive side. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, he gets on that court sometimes, and he get to getting into it with people and other players and stuff like that. So like you said, it's alleged. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for him in the locker room currently. And some of his peers from the past are probably looking at him crazy, especially Steph. He like, damn, bro. He'll be winning the championship, dog.
Yeah, the
He got
Steph
a
stuff
ring
is
with him.
the Steph stuff is funny. I think Devin Booker should probably be offended when you comparing him to Hitler and Mussolini and stuff like that. I think that's crazy. And then obviously with his teammates Alperen Sengun and obviously Jabari Smith, you got to kind of, you kind of saw it. Like I think there was a game, I recognized it a little bit too. It was a game maybe like a week or two before All-Star break, and Alperen Sengun, man, he just had a bad couple possessions, and you just could kind of see Kevin Durant and his kind of body language. That's kind of been some of his at faults is that his body language can kind of deter his teammates from, I guess, being confident, with him being on the court, I guess. I don't know. It's going to be kind of interesting, especially they have big aspirations going into the second half of this year, competing for a championship. That's what the whole reason why Kevin Durant is there. So it's going to be interesting to see these next couple weeks how they perform. You know what I mean? Kind of the response from this team. Like, does this galvanize the team? Obviously, Kevin Durant, he did make some remarks, I think, earlier today where I think he was very respectful to the reporter, where he was just like, he didn't want to talk about it, but he did understand why that person would have to ask that questions. It could have went an uglier route. Kevin Durant could have been super, super defensive, but I think he played his cards right, especially with the media in that instance. But we got to see how his teammates respond. We got to see how this team plays. They've been having, kind of like their ups and downs and flows and throughout the season and stuff like that. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Kevin Durant's hand, it is kind of funny stuff. I ain't gonna cap. It's pretty damn funny, but hey, I don't know, man. And shout out to KD though.
For sure. All right, man. Let's talk about the fight this weekend. Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios. We got a nice little fight card this weekend. Pull this up real quick. So yeah, man, this is the fight card for this week. Some of these names I ain't gonna even try to announce, but we know we got Frank Martin. He's fighting. Gary Antoine Russell's fighting, and Richardson Hitchens is fighting after Deontay. And then of course we got Mario Barrios versus Garcia for the welterweight belt. What are your overall thoughts on the fight, man? How you feeling about the card?
I'm actually very intrigued with this card, man. I think the Frank Martin fight and Nair fight, I think that could be a very interesting fight. I think Gary Antoine Russell versus Andy Hiroka, I think that could also be an interesting fight. I don't think people are very familiar with Andy Hiroka. He could be a dangerous fighter. I still will have Gary, Antoine Russell as the favorite, but I think that could be some Richardson Hitchens. Undefeated fighter going against Oscar Duarte. I think Oscar Duarte only has like one loss on his record. So
yeah,
I think that could definitely be an interesting fight. I don't think none of these fights are going to be easy for these guys. Obviously, the likes of Richardson and Gary Russell and Frank Martin, they're very ultra talented and stuff like that. But I think those guys can give a run for their money. As far as like the main event though, it's going to be interesting, man. I know Ryan Garcia has been, saying a lot of words and, talking a lot of trash to, Barrios leading up to this fight. He seems ultra confident. He looks in great shape. I'm not gonna sit here and deny that. Obviously, we talked about it a little bit on Monday on how important it is for Ryan Garcia to be very dominant in this fight, showcase that he can still be an A-list boxer. And I'm a roll with Ryan, man. I think Ryan has a lot to prove, especially coming off of some of the doping allegations and obviously his performances on his last fight, and some of the antics that he's been doing the last couple of years and stuff like that. It does seem like he's more clean. He has his head on his shoulders and stuff like that. I'm gonna go with Ryan Garcia, man. I think he does what he needs to do. I think he gets his knockout. I'm gonna say it comes around the fifth or sixth round, and then we lead up to an interesting summer to see what happens with him next.
As far as the undercards, yeah, man, Richardson Hitchens against Oscar Deontay. That's going to be very interesting because Richardson, he's trying to show himself as one of the young superstars in this game right now. He gets a lot of hate his way, so if he wants to get those big time fights, he's going to have a great showing in this fight. Gary to Russell, we all know that he's a tough fighter. You know what I'm saying? He always has those close fights because he's always in there banging with whoever he fights with. But I do want to see him have a good performance to get those top level fights that I want to see him in. He's a champion at 140, so maybe Shakur Stevenson, maybe look at him, maybe Keyshawn Davis may give him might see a fight with those two. And then Frank Martin, he had a great show on his last fight, great knockout. I want to see another one because if Frank Martin can show himself at 140, then maybe we can get a bounce back fight with him and Teofimo. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe Teofimo and him have a fight and get a bounce back fight with that, or somebody else in that weight class. But the 140 division is stacked. And it's gonna be interesting to see who these guys fight, after this, where their careers go. No disrespect to the super middleweight. I've never seen neither one of these guys fight, so I can't pick who's gonna win those fights. But I mean, interesting to see what these guys can show too, also. But as far as the main event goes, it's gonna be interesting to see how Ryan Garcia fights Mario Barrios, because Mario Barrios, this is the first time Ryan Garcia is not one of the bigger fighters. Usually he comes in and he looks bigger than the guy that he's facing. Maybe not Haney, because Haney's a bigger guy too, so they probably were like around the same size. But Mario Barrios was towering over Ryan Garcia. So this is going to be the first time where I see Ryan Garcia face a bigger guy. He didn't have a great show in his last fight against Rolly. I was highly disappointed in him losing that fight to Rolly, and it wasn't like it was some fluke stuff. Like Rolly was handling him, and we're gonna see what he does with Mario Barrios. Now Mario Barrios plays into a Ryan Garcia, the type of fighters that he is successful with, because Mario Barrios is not he's not a guy who's gonna move around. He's gonna come forward, and maybe Ryan catches him with that right hook, but outside of that, it's gonna be an interesting fight. But I'm gonna pick Ryan Garcia in this fight also, but I think it's gonna be closer than what people give credit for.
See, I'm actually looking forward to this card. So
yeah, for sure.
Watch it on the damn phone. See that.
So yeah. All right, man. Let's talk a little baseball, man. So, the MLB PA has going in shambles right now. It's not looking good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull this up. So, the executive director of the MLB PA, Tony Clark, he had to resign. He's been the executive director since 2013. He resigned this week amid an internal investigation that found he had an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law, who was employed by the union, triggering significant controversy and scrutiny. That investigation is intertwined with the ongoing federal scrutiny, including questions about union finances and the NLB PA's joint ventures, making his departure a major development with labor implications. In the wake of Clark's departure, the MLB PA's executive board unanimously appointed Bruce Myers previously deputy executive director and chief negotiator as the interim executive. So they already appointed somebody. Um, but this is also something to look out for because the current collective bargaining agreement expires December 1st, 2026. So there is, implications that next year there could be a lockout in 2027 because people are sick of the Dodgers winning the championship, signing all great players. Um, and they probably want a little salary cap. But, saying through this, resignation of Clark, it could, complicate some things and, people could be, kind of in shame. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe they have, false safe plan just in case some stuff like this happens. But what are your thoughts? What are your overall thoughts after hearing all this?
It sounds like we're about to head to a work stoppage here, beginning December 1st. That's what it sounds like. Look, man, this is not a great way to start the MLB season, especially going into the last year of their collective and bargaining agreement deal. Obviously, we're heading into a heated battle with the salary cap situation because we all know the players do not want that, and we know the owners do want that. And I'll be honest with you, I'm on the side of the players. I know there's been this kind of momentum about this salary cap issue with the Dodgers and how they've been handling their contracts. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel no sympathy for any other organization in Major League Baseball. You have every opportunity to kind of do the same thing. Not saying you don't have the big money like these Dodgers or the Mets or the Red Sox or the Yankees, but let's call a spade a spade. You guys, there's creative ways I think that you can create a team, but I think this gives an excuse for owners to not spend, and there's a lot of that going on in the MLB. We see it with we see it with the Oakland Athletics because they're in the process of trying to transition out here to Vegas. We see it with other teams. There was moments with the White Sox before they kind of got their act together. There was moments with the Red Sox where they traded Mookie Betts and some of their star athletes and stuff like that. Obviously, they did have a positive year last year. You have the likes of the Marlins and the situation that they have been going through, and I just don't feel the sympathy for it. But at the end of the day, we are heading towards this behemoth of a battle, and I think with the situation going on with Tony Clark and obviously that's not really a good look, and everything that he's going on. Obviously, you're more educated on it than me, but from the stuff that I've heard, it's not a good look. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I do believe we're heading into a work stoppage. How long that work stoppage is going to go into, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would not be surprised if we're still near All-Star break in mid-July. And they still do not have a season. And how damaging can that be for baseball? It's going to be damaging. Like, can they withstand it? Absolutely. This league has been around for a very, very long time. Obviously, they've had work stoppages before, but it's going to get interesting to see how long it's going to be. But I would not be surprised if it's an extended stoppage.
Yeah, I agree with you because you can't have these players making all this money and then all of a sudden it's like you tell them, nah, we
can't do it. Can't do it. You saw what Bryce Harper said to the commissioner. He said, "Get the F out of my locker room if you're gonna start talking about that." So yeah, nah.
Yeah. Like you kind of stopped him from making all this load of money. Like you've been created this monster. This monster's been created for decades, years. Like y'all wasn't tripping about the Yankees winning all those championships when they were winning it,
or the Red Sox when they were doing it. Or,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like any team that has had big pockets. Now that the Dodgers are doing it, y'all man, like the Yankees used to get all the best players all the time.
Yep.
And y'all loved it when the dudes in stripes did it.
To me, it's another form. And sorry to cut you off, but to me, it's like another form of the steroid era. Like you allowed it, you knew what was going on, you knew it bettered your league. So why all of a sudden you want to, jeopardize, certain players and their Hall of Fame status when you got behind the whole thing? To me, it's kind of very. Obviously, it's not similar, but to me, it's the same instance. It's the contradicting part of baseball.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But like I said, on MLB PA side, it's still a mess with the whole Tony Clark thing because it's not only just the whole relationship thing; it's some things about him, with the funds, with the union funds, like, and that means he might do some prison time with that if they're doing a federal investigation. So, um, that could be a whole nother mess right there because maybe he's taking some of the union money that helping the players as far as
Pension funds, stuff like
pension
that.
funds, health care, and all that stuff. So, um, we'll see how that goes. You know,
Ain't that what Brett Favre did? And he was all right. He kind of do some stuff like that. I
think he was taking something else.
He was taking federal funds. I think it was kind of like obviously it wasn't the Players Association, but it was still state money that was or something like that. It was supposed to go to some kind of organization.
I think he raised money for like daughters volleyball team or something like that, and taking that money and doing something
like that. I don't know what it was, but how long do you think the work stoppage is gonna go?
I think it could be a full season.
You think a full season? If you had to put your money on, you think a full season, especially the way it's looking right now.
Well, like I said, you're telling these players that they're not going to make like they're not making. You're going to stop them from making the money that they've been making to make it an even playing field for everybody. Which I get. You know what I'm saying? You want a little bit of a cap or a floor or whatever, but it's gonna be.
I think they benefit from this stuff, though. I think they benefit from this Dodger stuff. Like, let's be real. Like, I think MLB is in its most interesting position it's been since the Barry Bonds years. Me personally,
and I think that personally they do. I think personally, let's be honest, they really don't have a leg to stand on because outside, yes, the Dodgers won the series, but it ain't like they blew out Toronto.
They didn't even have a dominant year. Like, they had a good year. Like it wasn't the expectation that we thought. Like, I think they were. What did they predict them to win? Like 110 games or something like that? 107, something like that. And how many games did they win? Like 98, 99 or something like that. They weren't even the number one seed.
But I'm just saying, like, you had the likes of Toronto, the Mariners, you had Detroit, you know what I'm saying? You had Cleveland, like, like those teams have been very good, you know what I'm saying? And all of them could have won the World Series.
Toronto should have won that series. They should have won Game 7, but they fumbled the bag. Like, you know what I mean? It was their series to win. So
if Toronto wins the series, and they win the World Series, nobody's even talking about this. This is not even a talking point.
It's really not
at all. And then, I think it was more so this offseason, some of the players that they signed, like they got some all-stars. But hell, we got deep pockets. It is what it is, brother.
Mets can do it. Like they lost one of their players, you know what I mean? So
Yankees. But it's not always guaranteed that the best player, like the Yankees can do the same thing. The Phillies can do the same thing. Red Sox, they can do the same thing.
The Cubs, Cubs can do the same thing. Astros can probably do the same. Low key, they probably could. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't want to hear all this crying and stuff when you have the opportunity to do it. Because how many teams do you hear all the time that don't go out their way to spend their money? You know what I mean? They choose to have these bad rosters because they don't want to fork over the bread to put a successful team. And then sometimes they luck up and end up creating a squad. Like what was that? What was the 1 year where what was it? It was was it the Marlins or was it the Rays? They had their total roster salary cap was what, like $40 million, $50 million compared to what the Dodgers and Red Sox and Yankees had, and they were World Series contenders. You know what I'm saying? Or that Diamondbacks team that made it to the World Series a couple years ago. You know what I mean? I don't know how much their salary was
in 2015. Like, they won the World Series. It wasn't because they had the all-star superstars on there.
Nah.
Outside of, maybe Salvi Perez, but he wasn't like a superstar.
Nah.
Hosmer, he was good, but he wasn't a superstar.
Yeah.
Lorenzo Cain, I love Lorenzo Cain, but he wasn't a superstar. Like, They did it because they had built a farm system. Now they have made some trades and got some pitching and things of that nature. And even this team that they built, like shout out to John Sherman, he's opened up the pocketbook a little bit more. Him and JJ Ricola, they've opened up the pocketbooks a little bit more to it's not like the old regime where they were kind of penny pitching. They actually going out there and signing guys and trying to make the team better. But like I said, teams like the Royals and the Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Guardians, like those are small market teams, and they're putting power. They're trying to put guys on good teams around there, and they've been successful with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say I feel like outside of what you've seen from LA Dodgers, it's not like the LA Dodgers just dominated the playoffs. It was just running through teams, and then it was just a 4-0 zip against Toronto. No, it went to Game 7. And it was like this close of them losing.
Do you think some of this has to deal with because they got Shohei and he's considered the greatest of all time in this moment in time? If they didn't have Shohei, but they were still getting all these players, do you think it'll have the same impact?
I don't think they care.
I don't think they care. It's because you have pretty much have the new age Babe Ruth on your squad. And everybody knows that. And then on top of that, you keep adding these players. But hey, man, I'm sorry. The Dodgers are just outsmarting everybody. They know what to do. And then look, 5-10 years down the line, when they got to start paying all these cats, maybe, they go a different route and they're not the Dodgers that we know. But in this moment in time, man, like you got to compete. And we've seen teams being able to compete. And we all know when it comes to October, it's usually the hottest team that makes the run. It's not usually the best. It's never really the best. We've seen Aaron Judge, who's probably the second best player in Major League Baseball, choke every October. Like we see it every time. And like that squad the Yankees had 2 years ago when it was Yankees and Dodgers, that was no squad to sniff at. Obviously, they did have their rotations as far as like their pitching and all that stuff like that. But
Juan Soto, Juan Carlos, whatever his name is, Jazz, like they had a squad.
And it's like, look, I know the depth that they have, and then also I think obviously with the Mets and them losing their closer, like I think that's on the Mets. Like if you don't be mad at the Dodgers, be mad at the Mets because you didn't want to pay one of the best closers in Major League Baseball. Why do you not want to re-sign him? Like I don't get it. You know what I mean? And then you got Steve Conan talking about some stuff like, I could do what the Dodgers do. Well, then why didn't you do it to keep your closer? Why didn't you do it? You know what I mean? So it's just like I think it's just a layup for it's these owners trying to get out of making excuses for them. And so they can not spend the money, pocket the money, do whatever they got to do. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything that happens with Major League Baseball. I watched a little bit of it, but I am more intrigued. I think this season is going to be very interesting to see how the Dodgers perform. And obviously you're excited about your Royals and some of the stuff they got. You got the Astros, you got the St. Louis Cardinals, the Cubs, White Sox, Detroit Tigers, Phillies. Like I think there's a lot of really good teams that can compete with the Dodgers. Like, you know what I mean? So we'll see what's up.
We'll see. We'll take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Introduce yourself to Magnet, the ultimate sports drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. It's power-packed electrolytes and rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join the Magnet movement whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go-to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on our direct link at drinkmagnet.com. Also, use promo code Cris Mal to get $5 off your purchase. So don't wait. Again, that promo code is Cris Mal to get $5 off your purchase. Get Magnet, push your limits, fuel your passion.
All right, man, it's time for our BetUS Sure Fire Picks. All right, man. What you got?
Yeah, man. So obviously we excited. Tomorrow NBA second half season starts back up. We got some good games tomorrow. So first up, 76ers against the Hawks. I got 76ers 1.5 over the Hawks. Obviously, the Hawks, man, they still trying to figure things out ever since the Trae Young trade and stuff like that. And I think 76ers are playing really good. I think they could be a surprising team going into the second half of the season. Obviously, I don't think Embiid's going to play. I think they're doing some maintenance on his knees, but I think overall they should be healthy. Paul George should be coming back by the end of March. So I like the 76ers tomorrow night. I love the Hornets plus 4.5 against the Rockets, especially with all this Kevin Durant noise, man. I don't know how they're going to act. Now, look, LaMelo Ball did get into a car accident earlier today, busted up his Hummer. He's fine. But I think with Con Knipple, I think LaMelo Ball, with that accident, hopefully he get it, knock some sense into him. Chill out with the speeding, man. Make sure you know what you're doing, man, especially in the nice cars. I like the Hornets plus 4.5. And then tomorrow, the big game tomorrow, we got the Knicks versus the Pistons. I'm going to take them Knickerbockers, man, -4. Obviously, Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren are going to be handling their suspensions tomorrow. I think Isaiah Stewart has 7. I think Jalen Duren has 2. So obviously those guys won't be playing tomorrow night. So I like the Knicks -4 to kick off their second half of the season off right.
Okay. Yeah, I like the 76ers -1.5 over the Hawks. I like the Celtics -5 over Golden State. And I like the Denver Nuggets -4.5 over the Clippers.
I like all those too. I think we put all of ours together, man. We might have some. And let's keep. I know we said we were going to keep track of them. Let's keep track of them. Like we gotta keep track of these stuff. We never keep track of them, so we'll keep track of them, man. We'll let you know how many
over here, dog. If you go to any of our social media platforms, you'll see the BetUS link. Go ahead and click on it. Sign up. First time users only. Sign up. Put your information in. You get 125% sign-in bonus plus 10% gambling insurance. That means 3 risk-free bets on your first 3 deposits of $100 up to $5,000. That means if you bet $100 on your first 3 bets and you lose, you keep your money. So you can win some money or you can keep your money on your first 3 deposits. So go over there, sign up, and tell them Cris Style Mal. And that does it for our BetUS Sure Fire Picks. And now it's time for Mal's Random News. It is now time for Mal's Random News.
What up, everybody? I know you missed this segment. I know Chris missed this segment last week. So, everybody knows what Mal's Random News is. It's a lot of topics that don't really make it to the main show on most nights, but I like to put them in this little segment, get Chris's opinions, because we like to hear Chris talk. Hear his mind. So, sir, are you ready for this week's Random News?
Let's get it.
All right, first up, some of the guys on TNT, Jamal Mashburn, Jalen Rose, and Coach Bruce Pearl. Obviously, there's been a lot of conversation with Darren Peterson and his commitment to the game. Last game he played pretty good, but then he sat out most of the second half. It's kind of been a trend of him. I'm gonna play this little clip, and let's get your opinion.
And I can't wait to hear what these guys say. We know that they can't win it without him. And we know they can't win it if he's only going to play 2 minutes in the second half.
Yeah.
So that's the obvious thing that Coach Self basically came to a realization on the podium today.
I think the interesting part is with this NIL era and the transfer portal, this has become much more transactional than we really thought about. From the standpoint that we can't separate the conversation of them winning a championship and him going to the NBA because it's a transition year for him. At the end of the day, if he can go straight from high school and go to the pros, he probably would have done it. At the end, that's how I see it. So they really need him to win a championship. But if he's going to get in the NCAA tournament and you're going to load manage that part of it, why even be a part of it at that
Final thought. It's a business, and I think the kids in the locker room understand he's got a chance to be number one. They want him to be healthy. You know, I think times have changed a little bit. Years ago, there might have been guys in the locker room that would really taking him to task a little bit, like, hey, man, we need you to win this championship. But they all recognize it might be just bigger than that. So, disappointed, and this is not the last we're going to hear on the story. Oh, this is nonstop.
All right, man. So that was some of their thoughts about the whole situation with Darren Peterson, how he's been kind of handling the whole season. What's your thoughts with this whole Darren Peterson thing? And do you think teams in the NBA should be a little worried by how he's been handling the season?
No, because I agree with Bruce Pearl. I agree that if you would have went straight from high school to the pros, you wouldn't even have to be talking about this. And I just think this is more so of he's trying to low manage because I think he really doesn't want to play college basketball. I think he wants to just be in the league right now. I do. But he's got to do what he's got to do. Now, do I like the way he's going about it? No, I don't. If you win, you win. You playing for a prominent college in Kansas. As much as I hate to say that, and it pains me, but they're a prominent, powerhouse in college basketball. And you have an opportunity to win a championship, bro. You can't do this in March Madness. Like, if you do this in March Madness, it's not going to look good for you, bro. Yeah, you still going to get picked high, but I don't think this look good for you. But as far as teams being worried about him load managing in the pros, I don't think so, because I think that's just where he wants to be. So,
I'm gonna respectfully disagree. I think it comes to a point in time. Like, do you love the game? Do you love the hoop? I remember when I loved the hoop. I don't care if I wanted to be in the pros or not. Do you love the hoop? Like, this, at the end of the day, you are getting paid. I'm sure you're getting paid millions of dollars to be wearing that Kansas uniform. If you can play, you should play, because you should love the game. At the end of the day, if you don't want to play, why did you even go to Kansas? Why even play ball at all? Like, if I'm me personally, I refuse to have this kid number one. I refuse, because I see cats like Cameron Boozer. He could easily not be in college. He could have went to the pros. You got Caleb Wilson out there grinding, trying to play with a broken hand. He could easily be in the pros. You got AJ DeBonsa, who is ultra talented, who could easily be in the league. He's laying it out on the line every day. Why can't you? You are more special than they are, brother. You don't want to play? I don't want him on my team. I don't care if the Lakers have the opportunity to draft Darren Peterson. I would not want this kid. I know he's ultra talented, but so was Ben Simmons. He's giving me the same characteristics as somebody who does not want to play basketball. And that thing scares me the most. Like, what are we talking about? Brother, you are getting paid to play ball. And you're going to play ball, you healthy, and then you're going to sub yourself out in the second half and not even play and watch your team try to fight for a dub? Like, that doesn't show me you're a team player. It doesn't show me that you want to play ball. It doesn't show me that you're fully invested in playing ball. It just shows me that you're all about you. And if I'm a head coach, if I'm an organization, you have to look into that. I'm sorry. You're not the only player in any sport that has to go play college. Adrian Peterson could have easily went to the NFL pros, and going from high school to the pros in the NFL is so hard. But he did it. He played hard. Kobe Bryant, he didn't do it. But you had the likes of Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and all these other guys, man. Ultra talented guys. But come on, man. You got to show like you like to play ball. You got to show me you like to play ball. You can't sit here and tell me if LeBron James had if he was forced to play 1 year in college, he would have not played hard. Hell, Zion Williamson played hard in college. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I don't know, man. This really rubs me the wrong way. I know he's an ultra talented kid, but it's crazy that you don't want to play basketball. Next up, Kansas City Chiefs star wide receiver Rashee Rice, your boy, is being sued by his ex-girlfriend and baby mama for $1 million, allegedly that he beat and choked her while she was pregnant. Dakota Jones claimed she was choked, strangled, scratched, hit, and headbutted over a 19-month period. Rasheed Rice, I think he's currently dating. I forgot who he's dating. Ruby Rose. Obviously, you are our star Kansas City Chiefs fan. What are your thoughts with this whole situation, Rasheed Rice? Is there starting to get a little bit of buyer's remorse a little bit with this man, and or are you still see a bright future with him with wearing the Kansas City Chiefs uniform?
He will not be a Kansas City Chief in 2027.
This is his last year?
They will not extend him.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised with that 9th pick. They pick a wide receiver. Or they're heavy buyers in free agency. Because it's no surprise that they converted, because usually the Chiefs wait till like the 19th hour to like move the money around, restructure deals, be the last minute. It'd be like the day of. By the way, they restructured all this and all this stuff. They did it today. Hey, Pat, we need that money, dog. Don't be surprised tomorrow you hear some more news. Jawan Taylor get cut. This dude
I think they already kind of predicted that already.
This shit gonna get restructured. Maybe, Trey Smith or Creed Humphreys deals get restructured, George Karlaftis, whatever. They restructure those deals. Do not be surprised, because I think they're gonna be heavy buyers in free agency this year. And don't be surprised if they get one of those wide receivers. And don't be surprised with that 9th pick. It ain't Mekhi Lemon.
Oh, you think they're gonna go that route? Tate. You think they're gonna go that route?
Because I think Mekhi Lemon fits. But Andy Reid wants.
I don't want that.
I know you don't, but I'm telling you, Mekhi Lemon fits.
Bro, just take my man from Texas Tech, bro. Don't y'all need like D-line or something like that? You need Mekhi Lemon for it, dog. You don't need that.
Because this wide receiver room's about to be bare balls like in 2027. Hell, it's already bare balls now. We got Xavier Worthy, Jalen Royals, who I got high hopes for Jalen Royals, but we still got to see it on the field. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's a coincidence that they drafted him, because he's the same body type as Rasheed Rice. He does the same shit as Rasheed Rice. So I don't think it's a coincidence either. So I just think, look, they're going to play this year out and let him ball out, whatever, do his thing, if he even does, and it's over, man. They're not extending him. He's too much of a problem, man. He got too much issues. Even if we find out that this ain't true, this is alleged, and she found out he's messing with Ruby Rose. Because when I saw the picture that he posted for Valentine's Day with her, I said, don't be surprised. We have some news.
Hey, it could be a possibility. It could be a possibility. But I just don't think he just don't get the benefit of the doubt no more. He just don't. You know what I mean?
He don't. I agree with you. I agree. That's why I say he's not on this team in 2027. Now, if something more come out, it might be 2026.
What's the overall feels with Chiefs Kingdom with Rasheed Rice? Is there kind of like
gone?
Everybody's kind of over
today.
Yeah.
They want him cut yesterday.
That bad, huh? It's that bad. It's that bad with
even when he had posted the picture with Ruby Rose. Because some were speculating that it was a gun he was holding in the hand. I think he was just flipping the bird, but whatever. But yeah, they've been done ever since this report has come out. They've been done with him. So, like I said, it could be 2026. But definitely 2027. He's not getting extended. He's out there.
For sure. All right, next up, seems like Warner Brothers is reopening negotiations with the deal. Obviously, they did commit to the Netflix deal, but they're going to give Paramount, I think, a little bit of time to bring a final offer to the table. And obviously, Netflix is a little annoyed with that. We also got other news that the Justice Department has summoned some of the largest movie theater chains in the U.S. for conversations about the impact of a Warner Brothers sale. What's your thoughts with all this news, man? Where do you think this ends up totally in your prediction?
I don't know because this Warner Brothers shit kind of all over the place, dog. Like,
Yeah, I don't know what they want to do. Like, I feel like they're getting like regret of even putting them up for sale type thing. You know what I mean?
like I see some shit where Tubi's getting all the cartoons.
Tubi.
Like all the Warner Brother cartoons is under the Warner Brother umbrella. Everything that we grew up on when it comes to Warner Brothers, they go on to Tubi.
That's
all of them.
I've never watched anything.
I saw this. I think the CEO of Netflix, when it comes to Warner Brothers, he said something about all the movies that come out under Warner Brothers. It's going to be a 45 days exclusivity of that movie in the theaters, and then they go to not digital, but it goes to
streaming.
Not streaming. It's something else. Then streaming. Then digital. Then something else. But that's how they're gonna do it. 45 days in
sounds normal to me.
And then after that, then that's when it comes out to whatever. But I think it depends on how
well the movie doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
if the movie's raking in some money, they're gonna keep
like Batman 2. Like you ain't seeing that for 2-3 months. You ain't seeing that for 2-3 months on Netflix, boy. That movie's gonna be doing so good. Yeah, but I think I agree with you. Like to me, it just seems like and sorry to cut you off. I didn't know if you were done or anything like that. But I agree with you. Like I think the whole. I know everybody made a big deal about Warner Brothers and the potential of them not being in the movie theaters and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, I still love the movie theater experience, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of people do love the streaming side of it, where you can just be at home, watch the movie, make it a more comforting experience. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's gonna happen. I know one thing: I do not want it to go to Paramount. I do not want it to go to Paramount at all. I wish that Warner Brothers, if you're not going to sell it off to Netflix, just hold on to it. What's the rush to even sell this?
HBO Max.
Something like I don't know. I don't understand what the pressure is to sell Warner Brothers. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm in depth with everything going on, but I know it's always about the dollars. I get it, but I don't know, man. If you're gonna sell it to Netflix. I'd rather be on Netflix than Paramount if it's gonna go that route anyway.
Yeah.
Next up, man, Dwayne Wade, he made some comments about the All-Star. I think All-Star was a success overall, even how you feel about the slam dunk contest and stuff like that. But he did make some comments, quote, saying, "I don't feel like we should stop and do the NBA All-Star game in the middle of the season no more. I look at it like the Pro Bowl. The All-Star game should be a trip, an experience for people who are making it." Kind of hinting that maybe they should do the All-Star weekend at the end of the season, right before playoffs start. Like have it like a 2-week gap before the play. Like that's kind of like some people were kind of thinking. What are your thoughts with this, man? Should the NBA keep the All-Star in the middle of the season, or would you like it in kind of like a Pro Bowl fashion where it's at the end of the season?
Nah, I like it in the middle of the season. It's kind of like even though they're playing basketball, but it's kind of like a break. It's kind of like a pause of the season. It's like, catch your breath. Let's celebrate. Let's just have a good time with the fans. Let's have a nice little game of All-Stars. All the best of the best come together and we play a game. We do 3-point shootout, the dunk contest, and the little, whatever other game they put out there. But no, I don't want it at the end of the season. You see where the Pro Bowl's at, man. It's on a Tuesday now. That's how bad it is.
Look, honestly, I wouldn't want it at the end of the season or in between the playoffs, because most of your stars are going to be in the playoffs anyway, and they're not going to want to go. They want to get ready for the playoffs. I think it should stay in the middle of the season. I get kind of what he's saying in a sense, but you got to think like with the NFL, they do it right before the Super Bowl. There's only like 2 teams that are in there, so there's only like maybe a handful of players that are maybe missing the Pro Bowl. If that, and
what it's been reduced to.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So, I'm not feeling that.
Now.
Yeah, I'm not feeling. I don't mind the flag football. It could get a little competitive, but at the end of the day, it was on a Tuesday, so it's just kind of weird.
I don't want to see the offensive lineman playing running back. I'm sorry, I don't.
Nah. All right, next up, your boy Rory made some comments about Brent Fires. I'm gonna play this clip and get your opinion, okay?
Who?
Rory, Rory. Or Maul, my bad. Maul from Rory and Maul. Right.
Yo, listen, man, I'm here for baby D. I love Frank Ocean too. I love Frank Ocean too. This is where things are gonna get weird. I love Frank Ocean too. But if Frank decide he don't never want to give us nothing else, as long as Brent keep doing this, we gonna be all right. We gonna be all right.
Strong thing to say.
We gonna put Brent on the Coachella stage. Let him come out there, put that nigga in the old Cadillac with 4 bad bitches. Drive that motherfucker through the desert. Let Brent do what the fuck he do. This nigga's a vibe. I'm fucking with Brent.
You don't think Frank will put 4 bad dudes in the Acura?
And that ain't my algorithm. That's all I'm saying. That ain't not my algorithm.
I'm just saying, you don't think Frank could put?
I'm just saying that just ain't my algorithm. I'm not saying
4 fellas.
If that's your algo, that's your algo. That's not mine. That's all I'm saying.
4 Forrest Gumps in the back.
I'm fucking with this, but baby D. You gotta get it. What you? It was Valentine. I get it. You was on a different vibe.
I was on a different. Maybe I gotta, maybe I gotta hear it again. Are you gonna say what you said off mic on the microphone right now?
What did I say?
You said Brent has surpassed Frank Ocean.
Yes. Yes, I feel like that. Frank has given us great songs, great albums, but we don't know what he on. We don't know if he gonna show up. We don't know if he gonna put a project out.
But that doesn't take away what he has done.
No, I'm not taking nothing away from Frank Ocean. Incredible artist. I'm just saying, when you start playing these Brent albums.
All right, so obviously he was talking about Brent Fires. He did just drop an album, Icon, last week. Obviously, you know, I know you probably don't listen to too much Brent, maybe even Frank Ocean. But
I sat and listened to a few songs.
Okay. So what are your thoughts with Maul saying that Brent has surpassed Frank Ocean?
I'm gonna be real with you, Maul. I'm kind of disqualified from this conversation because I wasn't a big I like some Frank Ocean stuff, but I wasn't like super Frank Ocean guy I'm qualified to be like, Brent is better, Frank Ocean is better. I know what Frank Ocean represents. I know a lot of people love him. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he only have like 1 great album?
Yeah, 2. Me personally, I think he had 2 classics. He had 3 classics, 2 albums and 1 mixtape.
Okay. See, that's what I said. I'm disqualified.
Like, look, I'm the biggest Brent Fires fan. I think he's on an amazing run. I love the Icon album. I know it's been kind of getting mixed reviews with some people. I'm loving it. I can't wait to see him on tour. Do I think he surpassed Frank Ocean? It's kind of tough to say because Frank has given us some instant classics. He's had some amazing features, with Kanye and Jay-Z. You got Blonde, you got Channel Orange, you got Nostalgia Ultra. Like, has Brent given us 3 top tier classics? I can't really say that. Me personally, I think he's given us a lot, though. He's given us a lot of heat. Now, if you want to look at the totality of stuff and just probably the consistency, then yeah, I'll say Brent has probably passed Frank Ocean because at the end of the day, we don't know if we're ever going to get another Frank Ocean project. We've heard rumors that he's currently working on some stuff, and at the end of the day, we never know. He's kind of like this Andre 3000 like myth in the wind that we will never know if he's going to ever drop. So in that sense, yeah, I think Brent has passed him with just the consistency. But as far as just if we're gonna rank it on the totem pole, I'm not gonna say he's past Frankie yet. Like I think he needs to give us like 1 more classic. If Brent Fires can give us 1 more classic, I don't know if this album is gonna be a classic, but if he can give us another one, then I think we can start having a conversation. But right now, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Brent Fires gave us Crew, man.
Look, man, he gave us a lot of. I don't know, it's tough, man. I love Brent too, man. Brent's my guy too. He's one of my favorite R&B.
Shout out to Gold Link. He the reason why we know.
Yeah, Gold Link, man. He gave us. I don't know, man. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. It's tough. I never really agree with Maul on some things, but I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. I still might side Frank, but Brent's my guy, man. It's tough.
I'm disqualified from this.
Brent's my guy. It's tough. It's tough. I don't know. I don't know. Let me think about it, and I may bring it up on Monday. We'll see what's up. Next up, a couple more. The WNBA players are asking for an average of 27.5% league revenue and team provided housing for all players in recent CBA discussions. The WNBA's response to this is unrealistic and would cause hundreds of millions of dollars of losses for our teams. Obviously, that is the Players Association for the WNBA. They brought a new deal to the table. Seems like the owners and the NBA did not approve of that. Things gonna have to get back to the table. What's your kind of overall feelings, man, as we get closer to the 11th hour of this WNBA CBA negotiations?
They're gonna have to be a little more realistic, man. I think they jumping numbers up too high, and they need to meet somewhere in the middle. You know, we talked about it early, maybe 15 to 20%. Maybe is a starting point for them. And maybe they're shooting high to get to the number. You know, sometimes you'll tell a person a number, hey, I want $100. And they'll be like, I can't do 100. I can give you 60. You know what I'm saying? That's the number you really want. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Maybe it's one of those. But look, we're not trying to devalue these women. These women are talented. Me and Maul, we've been very supportive of the WNBA. We love the product. You know what I'm saying? These girls go in night out, and they play their asses off. Great games, playoffs be amazing, regular season's amazing. Girls, these teams are selling out arenas. You know what I'm saying? We know the Aces, what they represent. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Lynx and all them. So I just think that they need to be a little bit more realistic. Inch your way to the number. Hopefully, eventually, you keep doing what y'all doing, y'all will get the number that y'all want. But y'all can't just shoot for the stars off the top. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not trying to tell these women they can't have it. I'm just saying maybe not right now.
Yeah,
you can't get 27, but maybe you can get 15, 18, 20. You know what I'm saying? And start there. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they still have to make revenue off of this league. And they've been in the red. Now it's getting better, but they have been in the red. So y'all gotta be realistic. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully it gets worked out, but it's not looking good right now.
Yeah. Again, I would love to hear Ms. Ball and D's comments on this. You know, maybe sometime in the future we can get her on, and I would love to hear her opinion about the whole situation. Next up, Florida's IMG Academy. You know, they've been a well-known high school program. They've been hit with a $1.7 million fine for accepting tuition linked to a Mexican drug cartel. For over 5 consecutive years, IMG repeatedly transacted with 2 individuals connected to the cartel. What's your thoughts with this, man? Do you think that $1.7 million fine was enough, or do you think something more harsher should have been done?
Maybe a little bit more harsher, dog. Like, that's the cartel, dog. Like, what's going on over there?
Nah, yeah, facts.
Who they putting in the college? In the high school.
Hey,
I don't want no problem.
I don't want no problems.
I don't know.
I don't want no problems.
No,
you know what?
Matter of fact, no, I think that I should have got less.
Yeah, man. What we doing, man? Leave the boys alone, man. Come on, man. Let them rock, bro. Hey, man. I don't want no smoke, man. I don't want no smoke, bro. I don't want no black vehicles following me, bro. I'm Gucci. Shout out to y'all.
Neckties, I don't want none of that.
Nah. We're good. All right, man. I don't know if this is real, but I thought it'd be interesting. I kind of want to get your opinion. Rumor report: there are rumors circulating of a Ring magazine card called King of the Ring. That will feature Shakur Stevenson versus Ryan Garcia if he beats Barrios, Devin Haney versus Keyshawn Davis as a co-main, and the undercard will be Conor Benn versus Rolly Romero. If this were to be true, what would your thoughts be on this card if this were to become a reality?
It'd be a great card. I would rock with it.
Yeah.
Nah, I think Shakur Stevenson beat the hell out of Ryan Garcia. You beat the hell out of Ryan Garcia. But then again, I don't know. It is a little now. Then he's gonna have to move down.
Who?
Ryan.
No,
unless Shakur is going to 147.
You never know. I doubt it. He'll move up for him, but
That's what I'm saying.
I doubt it'll be for him. You know what I mean? For you, I don't know. Maybe Ryan will come back down. I think maybe it'll be a catchweight. Maybe it could be a catchweight in between or something.
Like I think Shakur, and I know people put stain on this dude's name, but I think he would do it more so for Haney than he would do for Ryan.
100%, yeah. 100%.
Like
now, if Ryan Garcia comes out here and he just demolishes Barrios, then maybe it'll have a conversation because it'll be two well-known names. I think it'll be an easy sell for a fight. I think that could be something where even the casuals can get behind that kind of fight. So, yeah, I don't know. I when I read it, I was like, I would be very intrigued by that card. You know what I mean? I think Conor Benn versus Rolly would be kind of interesting. I think Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis. Yeah, it'll be funny as hell. I think Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis will probably be the best fight on this card. Me personally, I think that'll be the most intriguing one for me. But we'll see, man. If anybody can do it, Turk could get this done. So
I saw Bill Haney on Roy talking to Andre Ward about that fight too. It's funny.
Yeah, I was gonna I didn't watch it. I saw he had an interview on YouTube. I was gonna actually watch that here in a little bit. But all right, man, just a couple more, man. Your boy Mal, he made some more comments about Rick Ross versus Lil Wayne in the verses. I'll play this clip and then get your thoughts.
The show right now, he'll put on a better show than Wayne.
Ross is in my top 5. Wayne is not.
Now, if you want to say Wayne is a better rapper, Ross, that's up to you, the type of rap you like. I'm talking about if I go to somebody's show and they have their DJ behind them and they just playing their records, Ross has a better show because he has better music.
If you just play music back and forth, I think Wayne beats. Ross versus Wayne in the verse. You think Wayne wins?
Ross has better music than Wayne, bro. Music. So. I'm not saying who raps better. That's another discussion. So. I'm saying music. Let's put their music on. Ross has better music than Wayne.
The amount of music Wayne has put out that's good is unfair for most artists, period. It's unfair.
Ross too, though.
He has 3 different mixtape series that are classic outside of his albums.
Whenever we start talking about Lil Wayne, niggas love going to his mixtapes.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
I'm talking about
your albums. I'm talking about your albums. Don't give me your cover of songs that we already love. Don't take a beat that fucking Jay killed or Jadakiss killed.
He's a reflection of his era.
Do that too.
Hov would have 1,000 mixtapes if he came out at that time.
I'm talking about Ross's albums when I'm talking about Ross. When I say he makes better music than Lil Wayne, I'm talking about his albums.
I'm jagging that.
All right, man. So what are your thoughts with that, man? With a Rick Ross versus Lil Wayne album battle, no mixtapes. So how would you feel about that? And who do you think will be win?
I got Ross.
You got Ross.
I agree with Maul when it comes to that. When people go to the catalog of Lil Wayne, and I'm not saying that he doesn't have album songs. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But everybody always talks about the dedication and no ceilings.
Yeah.
They talk about those mixtapes. What are those mixtapes? And like Maul said, it's all him doing cover tracks. His best song that everybody talks about. I'm not saying he don't have singles. Of course, he has Fireman, he has Lollipop, he has, Mrs. Officer. He's got tracks. I'm not saying he don't.
Hustler
music. He's got songs. I'm not saying that. But I think, and then me and you talk about it. Performance-wise, yeah, Ross would win.
It would be close. It would be close.
I think a lot of people. I think that would show people like, yeah, he shouldn't have did all. He shouldn't have time.
Oh man, we've been on this, man. Come on, man. We've been on.
But also Ross's catalog, like we gotta stop doing this. Like Ross got a catalog, man.
He do.
He got a catalog. He's one of
Port of Miami is a classic to me.
Port of Miami is a classic. He's got some other joints. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Maybach, like he got some joints, man.
Some features too. He got some features with Drake that
he do.
You know what I mean? Like he got some. He got some.
You got some stuff, man. So, and like I said, it all comes down to the performance. That's why when people talk about this stuff, like when Joe Budden then was talking about T.I. and Lil Wayne, he was making it seem like not Freeze, but outside of Freeze and I think Ish was on that same that T.I. would win. But all the rest of them was kind of like it wouldn't be close. Dog, what?
Yeah, I didn't agree with that.
I vehemently disagree. I think T.I. would get on that stage and stun on Wayne, and Wayne will get up there and just, I don't know what Wayne will do. Maybe he'll surprise me and get up there and put on one of his greatest performances, but it's just, I don't trust Wayne on this stage, man.
Yeah, no. He probably.
If we talking about like the old school verses where you just sit down, I play my track, you play your track, I play my track, that's different.
Right.
Wayne got a chance. He got more than a chance. He's got, you know what I'm saying? I can see him winning that. But it all, like I said, it all goes back to what Mom said, man. Everybody goes back to the mixtape tracks. Yes, he killed those tracks, but they were cover songs. What about the music?
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna tell me Wayne before the mixtapes, okay, yes, he has back that ass up. He's got, you know, counting bling bling. He's got other, you know what I'm saying, songs that he's done before he became the Lil Wayne that everybody feels like is one of the greatest rappers to ever do it. So maybe he pulls from those, which I'm not mad at that, but I'm just saying, like, you going against Ross, dog. 20 hit songs from Ross. It's not gonna be no walk in the park.
Yeah, nah. Especially no mixtapes. You know what I mean? And again, I can't believe it. This is another thing I'm agreeing with Maul with. It's just if we're gonna go with the basis of performancing and stuff like that, the way Versus is today, then I'm sorry. I don't think Lil Wayne has a shot. I don't think Lil Wayne has a shot because this man would probably give us a rock ballad in the middle of a milli or something like that. Like, that's just kind of how I feel at this particular point. And I think people sleep on Ross, you know, just like I think people sleep on T.I. I think you elocuted that very perfectly, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, it's no disrespect to Lil Wayne. We're not talking about rapping ability. Like, it doesn't compare. Lil Wayne's the better rapper to T.I. to Rick Ross. Like, it doesn't compare. He's one of the elite of the elites. We're not saying that. We're just talking about music and performance, albums and performance. And when you start doing that, I think it's more of a conversation. I think more people can get involved with that. I think Lil Wayne and Ludacris, I think that's a conversation too. You know what I mean? I think people sleep on Luda. Like I think Luda got hits, bro. He got hits, bro. And I think even that conversation should even be talked about. But
Luda was doing it in a time where it was all about trap music and all this stuff.
Right. Even lyrically, I think Luda can go blow for blow with Lil Wayne. He can go blow for blow with Wayne. So at the end of the day, no disrespect to Wayne, and I get it. You know, I know there's been kind of conversations where it seems like this is a hit on Lil Wayne and who he was as an artist and stuff like that. It's not. I just think it's healthy conversations that I think is cool. It's barbershop talk. You know what I mean? I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, but at the end of the day, we all know who Lil Wayne is. We know he's one of the greatest of all time. If these
verses was in his prime, then I would hear you.
Yeah, but I think he's more healthy to do it. You know, he had more energy to do it. Now it's just, we don't know what we're going to get with Lil Wayne and some of the performances that I've seen. I'm cool, bro. I'm cool. All right, and we'll finish it off with this. The NFL, they won a grievance over the NFLPA to stop making the annual report cards. This came from Adam Schefter a little bit ago, a couple days ago. And arbitrator determined that the NFLPA's conduct violated the CBA. The NFLPA may no longer publicize the report cards, which were a major success in showing the public on what goes on with every team. Obviously, it would go with from coaching, how the ownership was, team facilities, training staff, all that stuff like that. Some of the last report cards that we got, A pluses were the Dolphins, Falcons, Vikings. The A's were the Broncos, Chargers, Texans, Raiders, Commanders, Ravens, and Saints. The A minuses were the Packers, 49ers, and Bears. B plus was the Lions, Jaguars. B was the Eagles, Bills, Cowboys, Titans, Colts. C plus was the Giants, Browns, Seahawks. The C's were Rams, Bengals. C minus were the Chiefs. D plus were the Buccaneers. D were the Steelers, Patriots. D minus were the Cardinals, Panthers. And the F were the Jets. What are your thoughts with? Well, number one, what are your thoughts with the grades? Does any of them surprise you? Not surprise you? And then two, what are your thoughts with the NFL wanting to keep these grades a secret to the public?
No grade surprised me. It is what it is with that. Like none of them surprised me. Now, as far as them getting this a race, this looks weak. Weak as hell. Y'all mad because y'all got outed because you ain't gonna change shit. And now it put a spotlight on y'all to make y'all change shit. Make the fans look at you like, hey, you gonna change the facility? You gonna give them some better practice facilities? What's up? Better locker rooms in the practice facility? No air conditioning? No? Okay. And the owners was like, nah, we can't have this shit. And it looks weak. It looks weak. I'm sorry. It looks like y'all got y'all feelings hurt.
And go ahead.
And like I said, I just think it looked weak.
And part two of this, reports did come out that the NFL PA report card ruling opens the door for players to file grievances against owners who publicly criticize them, like Jets owner Woody Johnson when he called out QB Justin Fields. What do you make of that part?
I think it depends on how the egregiousness of it. Like that was not good. I don't care how bad Justin Fields is playing. The owner should be coming out and tearing down the morale of your starting quarterback. Do that behind closed doors. You tell the coach, hey man, he ain't playing right. You bench his ass. That's big enough for the media and the fan bases and people out there in the world to understand. We see the field. We saw how he plays. He ain't playing well. He got benched. Okay, we understand that. But I don't need Woody Johnson to throw him under the bus like he did. He threw him under the bus, ran him over, and then backed over him. Then ran over him again. Like, we don't need that. Because then it messes up morale in your locker room. Because now players are worried about, well, fuck, if I play bad, shit, he might call me out in the media.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad at them filing the grievances. It'd be like if your manager said that shit in front of the pre-shift.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, Cris and Mal, they ain't performing their duties right in front of everybody. You feel some type of way. Even if you weren't doing your stuff, right? You'd feel some type of way. That's a conversation that you and me should have.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad at them filing the grievance. That's what the union's for.
Right.
That's what the union's for. If that happened to me, if our manager says some shit that we didn't like, even if it's true, and he said it in front of everybody, we can do a step one against our manager.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day. So I'm not mad at that.
For sure. And that is it for this week's random news.
Hey, how do you feel about that they're gonna do a Wednesday game? I think it's to start the season in Australia.
I get it with the time thing, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, man. I guess no. Huh?
And if you're Seattle, who just won the Super Bowl, usually the Super Bowl champion is the first game of the season. Do you think they should feel some type of way?
I would, because you kind of breaking tradition that's been going on. You know what I mean? Like you open up the season with the champs, you open up with the banner. I think it's also weird that you got a division rival game that's going to be over there to open it up. So then on top of that, if you're the Seahawks, you got your two rivals that will be opening up the season before you, and you pretty much beat both of them to win said Super Bowl. So yes, I would be annoyed. Yes, I would be upset. But at the end of the day, this is the NFL, man. They're going to do what they want. They're going to find ways to make their money. They got rumors of us and the Niners being the Mexico game. There's a lot of people who aren't excited about that either. Look, man, the main focal point is they want to make these international games. They're trying to be more of an international sport. Try to be a more global sport, and they're going to do everything possible. Now, look, it just means we're going to have a game Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, skip Saturday, and then probably Sunday. So for football fans, I'm sure people will be excited about it. You know what I mean? If you're a Seahawks fan or a Seahawks player or anybody on that staff, I would be annoyed. But at the end of the day, It just gives us an excuse to watch football. So football on Wednesday, no one's gonna complain. I'm gonna be honest with you. By that time, everybody's gonna be itching for football to be back, and no one's gonna care. So, and if you're gonna do it on a Wednesday, what better time to do it than the first game of the year? Everybody's healthy. You ain't played no games. I get it. Even though I think they'll be in the Thursday, technically, but I don't know. It's kind of crazy they're doing the divisional game for this game, but I get it. Make your money, boo.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I think it's fucking ridiculous, dog. Doing too much, man. Doing too much.
They are doing.
You could have did this game, and you could have did this game on Friday. This could have been Friday, and you know they do the Friday game is the international game.
Aren't they doing it in Brazil again?
Man, they could have did this. They could have did this Australia game on Friday.
I don't know, man. At this point, man, half the season gonna be played international. I mean, instead of 8 games we get at home, we only gonna get like 6.
Trying to get that Super Bowl in London or wherever.
They gonna make it happen. They gonna find a way, and then we all gonna be watching the Super Bowl at 10 o'clock in the morning. You already know what's gonna happen, dog. You already know.
If your team's in the Super Bowl, you ain't got to wait all damn day.
My God, please don't let that be the Super Bowl where the Raiders make it. Please don't let it be that one. Please don't let it be that one. Because honestly, it'll be a dope ass trip to do. Like go to London and stuff for the Super Bowl. I think it'll be fire. But damn, that's gonna hurt the pockets, boy. I can't imagine how expensive that Super Bowl will be. That the cheapest ticket for that one might be like $8,000 for that one. 8-10 grand.
Better hope firm got some deal.
Man, shit. For real. I'm gonna have to.
All right, man. Let's do our best NFL wide receivers and tight ends, man.
All right, man. What you want to do first?
Let's do wide receivers, dog.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, go for it, my man.
All right. Here's my wide receivers, man. Number 5, Amon St. Brown. Number 4.
Oh, you made a whole little thing, huh? Okay, I see you. I see you.
I'm trying to do something different. Next time, I'm gonna have to get you to send me your stuff. So
I know you got me looking ghetto as hell over here. That's crazy. That's wild. Hey, people, y'all see what he do me, dog? He trying to make me look ghetto and unprofessional while he over here having fucking slides and stuff. Man, that's crazy, dog. That's wild. I'll continue. My bad for interrupting. My bad.
No, you good. Number 5, St. Brown. Number 4, Jamar Chase. Number 3, George Pickens. Number 2, Puka Nacua. And number 1, Jackson Smith and Jigba. We all know what Amon St. Brown represents. He's one of the better, especially in the slot. He's one of the better wide receivers in the game. Jamar Chase. He's a wide receiver on a running back's body, but he's a baller. Dude just gets up. I can't stand his ass, but you know he's good. And George Pickens with the crazy catches that he makes, he might have been wide receiver 1 on the Cowboys last year, but that's neither here nor there. And we all know what Puka Nacua represents. Dude is just a beast. He's a monster. And then Jackson Smith and Jigba, man, he was amazing this season, man. Probably should have had more yards than what he had this year, but still a baller. Had a great game in the NFC Championship game. Made some cool catches in the Super Bowl, but yeah, man, Jackson Smith and Jigba this season was the best wide receiver.
Yeah, honestly, you could just keep that up because me and you pretty much have similar lists. Like, we pretty much have the same thing. The only thing I have different is I have Jamar Chase 3 and George Pickens 4, pretty much. You know what I mean? I just think that I know George Pickens, he had an amazing year. Statistically, he had a better year than Jamar Chase, but I still hold Jamar Chase in high regard. I think he's still the better receiver compared to George Pickens. So it's not like Jamar Chase had a bad year as well. So pretty much besides that, man, I agree with you with everything. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba was easily one of the best receivers in the league. Puka Nacua, I think they're pretty much battling 1 and 2 out. And Amon St. Brown, we all know what kind of person he is. I do expect Justin Jefferson to get back in this list next year, though.
I do, especially when Aaron Rodgers is there next year.
All right, man. What you got for
All
tight
right,
end?
now listen, man, don't kill my list, dog. This is based off of what they did last season. I repeat, Brock Bowers is the best tight end in the league.
Mhm.
But he was hurt last year. Okay?
Yeah,
Don't kill me for this. This is my tight ends. Trey McBride, Kyle Pitts, Juwan Johnson, Travis Kelce, Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren, he had a great start. He kind of tailored off after my man got hurt. Travis Kelce, he led all tight ends in the AFC in receiving yards. Juwan Johnson had a breakout season. I don't think people noticed that. When Tyler Shook took over, Juwan Johnson was balling. Kyle Pitts, same thing. When man Kirk Cousins took over, Kyle Pitts balled out. And then Trey McBride, because Marvin Harrison and what's his name was out of the lineup so much, this man was the only thing they had.
Mm-hmm.
And he balled out. So that's my list.
All right. Well, you know me. My boy's gonna be number one. I get it. He was hurt. I get it. I understand. Like, if we're gonna go based off of being reality, I'm not mad at your list. But I can't do it. That's my boy. Brock Bowers is easily the best tight end. I don't care if he missed all 17. He's still gonna be number one in my heart and forever. Number two, Trey McBride, man. He had an amazing year. Amazing year, man. He easily could be competing with Brock Bowers as one of the better tight ends. Number three, I had Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts, man, he had one of his best breakout years. I'm truly happy for him. Florida Gator. Disciple, so shout out to him. I went with Tucker Kraft. I know he had a bad knee injury, at a point in the season, but I think he was trending towards being up there. He could have been up there at number two, the way he was kind of playing. He was out. He was really performing really well. So I had Tucker Kraft at 4, and then I had Tyler Warren at number 5. That's my list.
I'm mad at it.
And then Travis Kelce, and I'm not mad at Juwan Johnson. I think Juwan Johnson had a really good year, and I think Travis Kelce, for the age that he was, I think he had a pretty good year as well. So no disrespect to those guys. Those guys would be my honorable mentions as well.
Not mad at that at all. Constant Loveland is my honorable mention too.
Yeah, he came off towards the end of the year. I could see him being one of the guys that make it to the top 5 next year. He's a really solid. Tight end. Yeah. I like the Chargers tight end too. He was pretty good too.
Oh, Orlando Grasson.
He was pretty good too. Yeah, he was pretty good too. He was balling too.
He's a baller. His pops was actually pretty good when he played. All right, man. That's all. That's all the topics for today. You got anything else?
Nah, brother. No, I do not have anything else.
All right, good people. If you want to donate to the Cris Style Mal podcast, you can donate to our Cash App, $ Cris Mal podcast. Whatever stream platform you use to listen to your podcast, we're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. Whatever you use, go ahead and follow us, subscribe to us. Also, whatever first time watchers on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, that like button, and notification buttons. When we go live on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and Wednesdays 9-ish p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can jump in the live. You can talk about these topics. We want to hear from you. We want to get your opinion, man. Do you agree with us? Disagree with us? We want to hear from you, man. Give us your opinion. If you're listening on the playback, leave it in the comment section. But don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification. And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be X, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, Kick, Threads, Facebook, wherever you use, we're available at Cris Style Mal. Follow us, we will follow you back. We're just some regular guys who like to talk sports, music, movies, and all kinds of various other things. If you have critiques or feedback, or if you have a question or topic, and we like said topic, a question, we will bring it up. We will shout you out because we want to show love to those who show love to us. So go ahead and hit us up via DM, emails, or our mention. All right, good people. Hope you guys have a good rest of the week. Be safe out there. Don't do nothing we wouldn't do. And we'll be back Monday morning to recap everything that happened over the weekend. So until then, we are out.
All right, man. Be safe this weekend.